This channel never changes. What's going on, everybody? Hello, welcome to some Fallout 4. Apologies right off the bat for the fucking console draw distance here. I don't know why it decided to fog over. So if you read the title of this video, this is going to be kind of a I guess you'd call it a unconventional review of the game. Usually I, record a bunch of shit up front and then talk about it and pre-edit it and all that shit. But this game is so massive, I figured the best thing I could do to give it justice was to complete the game, satisfy my hoarding desires and collecting pretty much one of every suit, and honestly just give me some more reason to play this. I just wrapped up yesterday with all 50 of the achievements after 78 fucking hours of playtime, and I still don't feel like I've spent a drop of time in this game. It's amazing. So I'm going to mop up some more of the locations if I can find where the fuck my marker is. It's that direction. Oh, there's nothing in that direction. I'll be able to. There it is. No problem. So yeah, I want to tip to discover some more locations I haven't, and just generally talk about what I think the game turned out to be, how much I've enjoyed it, and what I look forward to later. What a spawn. Fuck off, mate. Oi, you fucking what? Ash with me 32. Oh yeah, you're fucking done for. Shrek. So I don't know, I've been trying to find this particular location. I think it's up there, and I don't know how I'm supposed to get up there, but I'm gonna give her hell. Oh, balls. Where is he? Where is he? There you are, you motherfucker. I need something a little bigger than this. Damn. So if you can't tell, I put like all my perks into Lone Wanderer and the semi-automatic rifle perk, so I'm a little more than overpowered by this point, but it sure does make exploration a hell of a lot more fun. Yeah, I ain't got a clue on how to get up there, so I'm just going to go in here and hope for the best that I can go to the top, and if not, we'll just kill some raiders. So like I said previously, I have pretty much done a vast majority of what this game has to offer. I don't know if you're bad or not, but I want to make sure. That includes all four of the endings, and of course there may be like a couple variations or something of it, but I've done all four factions, separate endings. Now 3 of them are pretty much identical. You just finish it differently with depending on which faction you're sided with completely. So with all that said, I'd say I'm a pretty decent source for how this game played throughout its entirety. Not to say that I'm completely done with it. I'm probably going to start a new character sooner rather than later, but I don't really feel a strong urge to, mainly because of how this game handled your own character versus some of the past Bethesda games. But I'll talk about that more in detail in a minute. Ooh, looky here. Ballin'. Albino. Gotcha, motherfucker. So I've put what is equivalent. I put equivalently, over 3 days into this game, and compared to Skyrim, compared to even Fallout 3, and honestly, as much as I didn't like New Vegas, I'd even say compared to New Vegas, this game is not the best RPG. If you're looking to go into an open world, make your own mark, and just play your own style, this isn't all that great of a game for that, because the way Bethesda kind of sets up your character from the beginning. And Fallout's always been kind of this in the middle type game for me anyway. I mean, it's very much an RPG. It's very much choose your way of playing and choose your story, but not like it doesn't have shit on the Elder Scrolls games for that, because with Skyrim, Oblivion, Morrowind, you can go in, choose what kind of combat you're going to pursue, choose what kind of build you're going to have, and in that kind of fantasy world, you have pretty much unlimited options. Now, in a post-apocalyptic survival world, you're limited to pretty much select melee weapons, energy weapons, regular firearms, and you can pretty much choose between being, you know, am I going to be the intelligent guy? Am I going to be sneaky? Am I going to do this? And now that there's a unlimited level cap, which I actually need to level up anyway, so I was going to show this regardless. Now that, you know, there's this, and you can eventually unlock all the perks if you play long enough, that's really not that big of a deal in this game anymore. And of course, now that they removed the hard cap, level cap from Skyrim, so you can even go farther in legendary abilities. So you can technically do the same thing on that game too, but I feel like it was much more driven towards yeah, let's do that. Much more driven towards making your own unique and specialized set of skills, whereas it's not so much in this one. The way they set up your character in the beginning, and because your character has dialogue and stuff, I kind of felt a little detached, even though my character looks, I mean, not too bad. Looks quite a bit like me. I'm pretty happy with how I made him, but I still felt like I wasn't role-playing my character. I felt like I was playing Bethesda's character that they wanted me to play, which is not a bad thing, but it's just not, like I said, a truly immersive RPG in that way. Now, what was done a lot better in this game than I would say its predecessor, Fallout 3, I did enjoy the story a lot more. I did feel more invested because it got a little bit more personal, even though the last, you know, Fallout 3 was about your father. Since this one's about your son, it did feel a little bit more personal, but in the same way, the ending just didn't have a huge impact on me. And I would have to say that in the past few years, none of Bethesda's main quests have been all that amazing. You play them for the open world, you play them for the side quests, I feel like have been some of the best parts. Even in Oblivion, which I think had a really strong main quest, it was the Thieves Guild and Assassins that made that game so enjoyable to me. The same thing with Skyrim. Even though Skyrim's main quest seemed far more epic in scale, oh great, love when this happens, compared to this game, I still didn't really give a shit, and it still didn't have all that much weight, even though in context it made a lot more sense because your character was set up to be, you know, oh, I haven't been in here yet. You're the super badass, you know, character, legendary character, whereas here you're just kind of a guy, you know, who has military background but big shit. How are you? It's still not super believable that you're able to just walk out of a vault and survive off of seemingly nothing. Oh, found it. Yes. So that'll be interesting. Ooh. Bank vault. Damn. I should be able to make some money off of this shit, I would imagine. Don't want your folders, but it's no big. Let's see if there's anything decent in here. This is also annoying in this game. Sweet. Man, I almost predicted it perfectly. I was going to say 10mm rounds, more pistol rounds, maybe energy weapons, and I was going to say a pipe pistol, but it ends up being a 10mm. For whatever reason, all these saves, like, suck in this game. Like, they're almost, you would think high-end saves would have more. Like, look at that, a snub nose 45 or snub nose 44. Like, who gives a flying fuck? I felt like loot in this game was handled not so great. The legendary enemies certainly made it interesting, but I liked the prospect in the Elder Scrolls and even in Fallout 3, walking around and having the chance to just find something really cool out in the wild. So another thing that this game did that I was kind of unsure at the beginning. If you look at this map, it is map, not data, dumbass. It is packed. I mean, every fucking square inch of this map has another location within just a few steps away, which is so weird to me for, I mean, look at downtown. That's insane. And of course, most of these are just individual buildings, but nonetheless, that doesn't happen in a Fallout game. Even maps that are far bigger. Like I know Fallout 3's map was of comparable size, and of course a lot of it had, what the fuck, why is that so radiated? Had a lot of like the bullshit rubble. You know, you would say turn this building and it would just be filled with rubble packed up, and would kind of bottleneck you and force go around the city, which I did not like. So they do a much better job in this game making the cities open, but it still just kind of feels weird that even though you're in what should be a wasteland environment, that there's, you know, there's a location at every corner. But that does give you a lot more stuff to do, and just like in Skyrim, which I really liked. What the oh, okay. I thought I had a different weapon there. They made it... Oh, Brotherhood. I was about to knock your fucking head off. They made it to where there is indeed a reason to go to every location, even if it's, you know, not quest related, or even if there's just something small there. So it is worthwhile to explore the map, hence why I'm trying to find every location, and why I'm even, you know, doubling around some of the places that I don't think I've been. So that is nice. Of course, you do have your wasteland area over here in the glowing sea. That is the true wasteland, because this is kind of ground zero where the bombs fell. So it's a little bit of a mix, kind of, you know, kind of got your, you know, dense populated city. You got kind of your outskirts, suburbs around here, what it would be. Some of this is pretty sparse, and then you have your complete wasteland. So map design, I feel like, was done very well. Even though I think it's smaller than Skyrim's, but it didn't give me that sense of I'm alone exploring a huge uncharted world feeling like the Elder Scrolls does. But you know, I don't think it's supposed to. But even though I did kind of get that feeling of Fallout 3, and I think a lot of that had to do with the atmosphere of just how dark and, well, the next gen at that time brown graphics were in full effect as well. I've been in here. I think. Yeah, I definitely have. So this is kind of a prime example area of where somewhere like this in Fallout 3, I would kind of felt like, you know, oh, I'm really on my own and it's scary out here, because I know there's like super mutants and stuff over there, but I really just don't get that feeling. I don't feel like every corner I'm going to turn, I have the strong possibility of dying, and I think maybe that just comes from familiarization with the series and stuff, but it's definitely something I miss, and I think that's something you can't really get back once you've played this kind of game. It's just kind of one of those, like, playing for the first time deals, and I think it's just a harsh reality that we all have to face as gamers. So something else that they did in this game, changed from Fallout 3, that I didn't know they were going to do, is... there's no karma system anymore at all. So the closest thing they have to that is companion affinity, and I don't really have a companion with me at this time, so it's hard to see it. But they'll have it to where your companions will be in different states of like, dislike. Oh yeah, I've already robbed your ass. And that doesn't really affect a whole lot while you're traveling with them, as far as I can tell, as long as they're in a neutral to admirable zone with you. So, you know, now you could just like pop people's heads off left and right, and, you know, you make enemies, but that doesn't make you a better or worse person. And I feel like that's a lot of what led to the you know, feeling that I'm not really in control of my character as far as what kind of person he is. And I think there's no way they could have had a decent karma system on top of having your character actually talk, and I think that's a large reason why they got rid of it. But you know, I miss it, and I wouldn't think I would, because I never cared for the karma system beforehand, but I feel like that's something that really made Fallout 3 a New Vegas. So kind of a weird choice, and it almost makes me want to wait for the GEC, which is supposed to be like the equivalent of the creation kit for Skyrim, which will allow like true mods to come out. You know, there are some decent mods already out, such as this rifle skin I have on. If you couldn't tell before, this is like black iron and like older looking wood. Oh shit balls, what is going on? I better see what's happening over here. it's just looks better to me. But you know, there's minor texture mods and that sort of thing, but there's not been any real like game overhauls that are out yet due to there being limited mod resources. So I'm hoping that they can bring back that karma system in some way, and even better, make it to where in dialogue your character doesn't talk, and I think maybe that'll bring back a lot of that classic Fallout 3 feeling that this game's missing. And I don't know if that'd be for better or worse, but I think that would confirm a lot of my feelings about it. Why do I keep getting so many goddamn experience points? Oh, wrecked. Alright, you have a bit more health. But not too much more. Oh, boy. Bloody Mess is awesome. Still fucking console land out here. Let's put her on. Oh, of course. They're all broken. Well, let's fix that, I guess. Look at that. It's pretty shitty still, but, you know, I ain't hanging it up. So as you can tell, I've taken full advantage of the build, settlement building mechanic, and I don't know why these assholes leave. Don't ask about the paintings. That was for the benevolent leader achievement. Fuck that achievement, by the way. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're probably better off and don't even go for it unless you're a achievement whore like I am. It'll waste your life. But like you can see, I've taken full advantage of the settlement building, and I think it's pretty cool. I don't like how they just kind of threw it at your face and expected you to kind of figure it out on your own. And honestly, Bethesda's pretty bad about doing that with a lot of things. Luckily, I was able to, you know, figure out how to, like, you know, run power lines and all that sort of shit. But this is one of those things where they told you to do one thing in a quest at the very beginning. They're like, okay, build beds, yada yada, and then you get done with a few minor tasks, and then after that, all the smack my fucking mic like an idiot. All the other like minor, or other major parts of, like, you know, growing crops and getting settlers in and stuff, that's just kind of up to you. And I would have liked a little bit more guidance than that in the beginning, but you know, that's just what Bethesda does with a lot of these things. So here's another thing they didn't even have like a freaking tutorial for. Was the the weapon modding part. At least, you know, in Skyrim they were like, hey man, do this thing, build me some stuff. And for this one they just kind of throw you to the wolves. Don't be fooled by that unlimited ammo capacity, by the way. That's just, you never have to reload it. You still run out of shells, so that's why I'm taking all my shit off of it and putting it on here, because I'm about to do something that's very dangerous and I want the mods on this one. But yeah, it was just kind of weird that they would do it that way instead. And you know, it's whatever, but I was able to figure it out. But it just kind of seems half-assed to throw this on here and not really do anything else with it. Now I do know what I'm going to do now. I'm going to take my unmarked T60. Audio was a little late. That's not unusual for this fucking game, or any Bethesda game, in that matter, for audio to be, there we go, out of sync. Yeah, the power armor mechanic, some people don't like it. I quite like it. It finally feels like actual power armor to me. It actually feels like, you know, something substantial. So that was probably one of my favorite changes of the game. And of course, being able to display all of them like that is just an added bonus. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to a certain part that I haven't conquered yet, because these guys are kind of fucking assholes. So this is definitely a problem that I feel like is across all three versions of Fallout: PC, Xbox One, and PS4. If you haven't figured it out by now, I'm playing on a PC because of the mods. Get mods first on Xbox One, but I've been playing with the Xbox controller, so that's why the button prompts and shit. But loading screens are a little ridiculous in this game, and this is on a 7200 RPM drive, so and it's inconsistent. Sometimes, you know, you'll like fast travel halfway across the map and load instantaneously. Sometimes you'll load up the game for the first time instantaneously, and sometimes you'll walk out of a door and it takes like a full minute. I have no idea why, and solid state drives apparently don't even, you know, speed up the process very much, so I really don't know what could be used to fix this problem. It finally in. It's just it's a fickle beast sometimes. You can see the fucking textures haven't even streamed in. That's just, I feel like that's just this game's dated engine, honestly. And a lot of people have been criticizing them for that choice. I mean, it's everything that's the problem with this Gamebryo engine. You know, at some point you look at this game and you're like, God damn, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And of course, I've been playing on Night for like this entire fucking time. Sup, Satan. So you can't really see that part. And then sometimes you're like, man, this is super fucking ugly for 2015. And then, you know, animations can be buggy as fuck. What the fuck? There's always shit. You know what? Before I attack these assholes, I'm gonna see what's happening over there. But it's always stuff like that, you know, like buggy animations, getting stuck at terminals, even at capped at 60 FPS like I am. That's only happened to me once, luckily. But, you know, it's just little small problems that probably shouldn't be happening at this point, and that's always been happening with the same engine. So, you know, to have that shit happening, I mean, listen to that. The completely off-sync audio right there. And that's happened to me a few times, but not enough to be a, you know, a real annoyance. But it's just the things they never fix from their prior games that make it particularly infuriating. But everyone gives them a pass because it's Bethesda, and honestly, I don't think they could really rebuild, make a new engine, and have this big of a game out in, you know, 4 years. I just don't think that could happen. They would have to spend an entire, you know, year or two making a decent equivalent of this engine, not even an improvement, I feel like. So these guys are fucking assholes, so that's why I'm taking this really slowly, and I've never attacked these guys with I mean, listen to that. I don't know why the fuck it's being like this, but this is the first time I've tried recording this game, so that could be part of it. Fuck your gamma. You don't scare me anymore. Suck on my dick. This happens a lot too, where switching weapons and stuff takes way too fucking long. Yeah. Stuff's hurting. Okay, that was a mini nuke, I guess. But, you know, I've experienced some bugginess. I've experienced, like I said, getting stuck at terminals, bad facial animations, every now and then, audio not syncing like you just saw. How's my health and stuff doing? In those case. Dialogue being probably the most buggy thing because of the new system, like NPCs walking away and shit when they really shouldn't be. But this is honestly the least buggy Bethesda game I've ever played, which says a lot, because usually the PC releases are really bad right off the bat. And, you know, that's not to discount the people who have had issues. I'm not saying people haven't, but I know more people who've had major issues on console, so my friends that are playing on Xbox One, than I've had across all my friends playing on PC combined, and that's just one person that I've been talking to mainly. So it's hit or miss. But even with all the bugs and shit I've encountered, you know, I keep coming back to this game, and this is one of the biggest reasons why, is the combat. It's so fucking addicting now. Because you can play both very well in third person and first person. You know, you have finally a decent ADS. It feels like Wolfenstein if you played the New Order and Old Blood, which were fan-fucking-tastic games, by the way. Bethesda did indeed produce those. They didn't prove targeted. That's a lot of adjectives. Uh-oh, there's gonna be something going off. They produced those games, so, and when it came out, I was like, man, I really hope they carry over that shooting feel to Fallout, and they did. It feels almost identical, and that's awesome, because that was one thing that always drove me nuts in Fallout 3, was just how fucking bad shooting felt. A beacon, a tower on the cliff. Okay, I'll go there, I guess. And you know, it was okay because you could suffer through it eventually, but the way that there was no ADS, the way that the guns handled pretty much all the same, minus bullet spread that you really couldn't control, it just got so stale. With this game, it feels like a really polished FPS and really polished third-person shooter when you zoomed out, and all combined into an open world, which is what keeps me keep coming back over and over, and which makes me feel like I haven't put nearly as much time as I actually have into this game. Even Skyrim, which I put, you know, thousands of hours into by now, you know, combat kind of got the short end of the stick on that game as well. I feel like this is like the leader's house or something. I need to be in here. Anything? Yep, I was right. Fuck, 4 fusion cores. Not that I need any more, but all melee combat kind of felt pretty similar. It was all just basically speed differences and range differences on the melee weapons themselves. Shield bashing was okay. I never did like dual wielding guns, so I never got into that. And archery was pretty fucking stale after a while. It's fun to use every now and then. Magic was honestly the most interesting thing. And being that I'm not a huge mage, I only had a couple characters. Well, only a couple characters, but for Skyrim, for me, that's not that much game time compared to the other classes I played that took advantage of full mage abilities. So I never really experienced that too much, but I feel like they really went full hands-on on this game with combat, and that's really going to making more characters enjoyable, because I can focus early on different play styles and stuff. Oh yeah, I've cleared this place, and I need to make a thing, and it won't let me make a thing. So here's another bug I've encountered, if the fucking whatchamacallit will show up. So I need to make like a recruitment beacon, and it's not letting me, and it's not even showing up, but I really don't give a flying fuck, to be honest. Like I said before, people have been kind of hammering on this game's graphics, saying that it's not up to par for 2015, and though I agree, I mean, this game it looks very good in a lot of areas, even though it does look kind of bland and kind of disgusting in some places if you look in the wrong areas. But Bethesda games have always been like that. They've always been 4 years behind mainstream, at least top tech graphics wise, for you know, smaller scale games, even though in some areas they do look absolutely amazing. So that's a sacrifice I've learned I'm always going to have to make with Bethesda games, and it's one I've expected, so I don't really, you know, I don't blame them too much every time. So if I set this shit on fire, yeah. That's a copy paste from Skyrim, but you know, that's never been a huge deal to me. The fact that they changed this art style to be more upbeat and colorful compared to the green and brown wastelands that were Fallout New Vegas and 3, that's more than enough to me for graphics updating. And people, you know, oh my god, this shit's low poly, yada yada. You know, we're going to need hardware that's like a million times more powerful than what I'm running currently to max this game out on 1080p to, you know, render all that shit at the same time. And we're not talking about static objects. You know, pretty much all of this can at least be messed with. Oh, what's up, my alert? I don't know what the fuck's up with this audio. I don't know if it's because I am using a different audio port than usual, and it could be Shadowplay, but it's driving me insane. This kind of stuttery shit does happen every now and then. Like I said before, it doesn't happen all that much, but it does happen. Just a regular iBot. I'm gonna kill those things still from Fallout 3 because I'm used to the Enclave radio. But to me, the graphics are more than serviceable. I wouldn't, you know, give them top tier ranking or anything, but they're certainly very good. And some people are already messing with like the texture, contrast, and sharpness and stuff, and improving the game. And I have no desire to really change it right now, so I might mess with it later on. But it's good. You know, for Ultra compared to some other games I've seen, they trade blows. GTA 5 looks way better than this. You know, as far as each graphical asset goes, but I think the overall color palette and everything looks better in this game. It's just kind of, it kind of depends. Oh man, this place is back up and running. We're gonna have to fix that. Fuck you. Yeah, I told you I didn't. So if you can see on all these guys, they also, another thing that made combat so much better is they've reintroduced the, oh, that sucks, the modular armor to where you can have, you know, kind of a base under set of clothes and then put armor pieces back on top of it, and that was in Morrowind. It's pretty cool. I like that system, but they're kind of really restrictive on how, what armor pieces you can actually do that with, and that's why I have a mod installed right now that you can just put armor on top of anything. So I wish that was kind of I didn't even have to do that, but that does make it nice to where you can, you know, armor up your Vault 111 suit. So that's been certainly something that's kept me coming back and trying new combinations and that kind of thing. Unfortunately, the fact that you have to pick up all the junk and bullshit to even make all your mods and stuff, that does get tiring. You have to waste a lot of your carrying capacity to pick up junk and ferry it back and forth between your workshops, which is why I have such a huge freaking carry limit. Did that on purpose. That way I could carry more junk back and forth, and mainly to hold steel and shit to repair my fucking power armor, because that's what I use most of it for. You know what? No, I won't save it. Here we go. Fuck you! Damn, that fell off just a little bit more than I was expecting. So this is a very time-consuming part of the game, is when you have to go back and forth and repair all your shit. But it's certainly a lot better than they did in Fallout 3, where it's like, oh, your shit's broke. Well, too fucking bad. You're gonna have to deal with it. So that's definitely good. I'm gonna get my X1 ugliest piece of shit fucking power armor ever. And it still provides a sense of, you know, your shit is actually vulnerable. But it does get annoying, especially compared to when, you know, you're spoiled from Skyrim from not having to do any of that ever again. Oh, perfect spawn. Actually, exactly what I wanted. Fuck you. Look like a goddamn fly. And fuck you. Oh. See ya, noggin, I guess. How are you making sound still? Whatever. I won't question it. So yeah, this is like the only real wasteland part, and it looks, besides like the glow, it honestly looks like what most of the outside of DC looked like in Fallout 3. So I guess that's what they were going for. Even though it kind of feels inconsistent between those two areas, like, how would this place be so fucking bombed out? And you know, I don't know. That was another concern for me when this game was announced and confirmed that it was going to be taking place in the Boston area, because I mean, I love the idea of the Capital Wasteland. Like, that's one of the huge selling points for me on Fallout 3, because at that point, 2008, I never played any of the Fallout games. Like, I heard of them. I knew they were, you know, a top-down action RPG that, you know, only PC players had played, and they were old, but they were, like, revered as some of the best games ever, and I couldn't get into them. So when they was like, okay, now we're taking Fallout first person, I'm like, oh, cool. You know, this kind of retro punk. Have I been in there? Yes, I definitely have. That's where I got my XO1 style first person open world game. Like, fuck yeah. And especially since Bethesda has it now. Then they said, you know, Capital Wasteland, like DC. That's fucking awesome, because I'm a bit of a history buff, and that sort of oh shit, okay, they're getting fucked in that respect. So I was really excited for that, and seeing downtown DC in ruins, and knowing where to go when I went to DC for real because of that game was a really cool experience that you couldn't trade. So I really loved the Capital Wasteland, and of course I wouldn't want them to do it again. But when they announced Boston, I was like, that's kind of a boring fucking area. Why would you pick that? And of course, now it makes complete sense with the CIT, you know, equivalent of MIT turning into the Institute and being referenced several times throughout Fallout 3 with the Android mission, even having you know, several characters recur across that and the Brotherhood of Steel. So it makes sense. But they did, I think, feel like the best job they could have done with the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and I like it. I don't know how the fuck this flag would still be standing, but I'm not going to ask questions. I've been in here, right? I think. Yes, I definitely have. Definitely have. I don't know that that was a good thing. Nope, I'm dumb. Boosh! No, I didn't do shit. If I had to rank it, I certainly like this map about a million times better than New Vegas. If you haven't figured out by now, I was not a huge fan of New Vegas, even though some people were like, it feels more like, you know, the atmospheres of the first Fallouts, and that I understand, but it I did not care for that game at all. It kind of took the whole sparse, holy shit, did these really like weigh 100 pounds and all that shit? That'd be kind of dumb to take that. They kind of, I feel like they took the idea of the waist to a little too literal, because there were just certain parts in there that were just absolutely sucked to navigate, because they were just not even open road, just open nothingness, and going between point A and point B was a fucking nightmare the first time. And that's okay every now and then, but it got old in that game really quickly. Okay, you just that was confusing. Suck it. And this is kind of a prime deal of another part of why I think this isn't such a strong RPG game, because of the infinite. There's no real hard cap on your leveling. You know, you could just become insanely powerful, and I always felt like that was pretty well handled in Fallout 3 and New Vegas because of the lower level ranked cap. And of course, I meant to quick save there. I didn't care for that very much at first, because it's like, oh, what the fuck, you're limiting me to, I have to make 20 perk choices. That really sucks. But at the end of the day, it made each choice really feel like it mattered, and it really dictated how you played. Now it's just kind of, oh, I'll get to it eventually, and you do. You just end up becoming a super powerful fucking monster. And it's not a big deal if you skip a perk now. You'll get it eventually. It'll just kind of dictate how you play the story at first, and that's it. So yeah, this game is not hard. This is definitely the easiest Bethesda title, and Skyrim was not hard by any means, playing on even Adept, but it was certainly more challenging than this. So I kind of feel like by you know, stooping down and trying to cater to the common denominator and kind of trying to make it an endless game, they did take away some of that charm of every decision matters, every perk matters, and like I said, just kind of contributes to the overall, it's not as good of an RPG. But I do try to hold my judgment for that type of thing, because what I don't like more than anything is when people try to say, especially about these open world games, oh, this one wasn't as good as the last one. Because what you have to realize at the end of the day, these kind of games in particular, I've definitely been here before, yeah, that shit's respawning, is that from game to game, the franchise evolves. This isn't just, they're not trying to go back and redo the same thing over and over. Whereas in like, ooh, that's interesting. I'll take the suppressor off that at least. Whereas in, say, a first-person shooter like Halo, I feel like there's a strong core there, and they can't deviate too much from it, or else it's no longer Halo. For this type of game where it's open world, there's so many different variables at play. You know, if you just stripped away the environment and put the controller in my hands and said, okay, now play Fallout 3, play this, just based on movement and shooting, whatever, it's not even close to the same game. So, you know, you have to keep a little bit of an open mind and say, this is what Fallout is now. And especially since they switched from an open world top down perspective to first person, third person, you know, it it completely changed the game anyway. So I feel like it's so open to interpretation at this point that you know, you just have to consider them all true Fallout games. And even though I didn't care much for New Vegas, I definitely do. It's a true Fallout game, even though it was made by Obsidian. So, and I bet there's going to be a Fallout 4 spinoff made by Obsidian too, if I had to bet. So, you know, it's not really fair to compare them extensively to their predecessors and say it's worse overall. It's you know, it's good to look back and think, oh, they did this aspect better, they did this worse, but to just compare it overall and say, oh, this game is a shit Fallout game just because it didn't do these things this game did. No, that's not fair. Oh, look, Sanctuary, you can actually fucking see everything. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, just walking from this angle, like, holy shit, this game looks beautiful. And their implementation of everything just looks great. The depth of field, the anti-aliasing is what really impressed me in this game. I'm running native 1080p, which usually I don't for some these newer titles. I'll sacrifice a couple of the anti-aliasing and some of the other eye candy options to run at a higher resolution just to get rid of the jaggies. And I don't need to on this. It's not blurry. It's not performance killing MSAA. It just looks it looks like the best. It's TAA. It's not TXAA. You know, you get a little bit of that in the distance, but I don't even notice that, really.
Got a favor to ask.
What the fuck do you want, Mama Murphy?
You don't mind making a chair for old Mama Murphy?
Oh my god, I never got around to this. I totally forgot. I did it on one of the old saves, and oh my god. Look at him fall out of that chair. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, see, this kind of building shit, it can get extremely fucking addictive. I'm gonna put you... Which one's my house? I don't want you at my house because that would be kind of fucking weird. This is my house, right? Yeah. I'll put you over here. Oh, yeah, I know where to find you. Yet another example. Looks absolutely wonderful. They did the, you know, the brightness justice. I feel like this is one of the first games I've played where the shadows don't look completely fake. They're not overly dark. Like some games, these are just fucking pitch black. And this feels, I mean, it still kind of feels like, oh, this is probably brighter than it should be, but it's still very believable. Whatcha? Can I got my gun? Thank you. I'll go ahead and just shoot you in the torso and assume it's going to one-hit kill you. Just like that. Just like that. And good riddance. Yes. Okay. Very good. I didn't explore any of this very well, so I'm going to this time. Oh, hello. Dude, I love when the Brotherhood just fucking turns up out of nowhere for me. I am their sentinel, after all. Yeah, I didn't look at any of this, so I'll see if there's any leveled loot. But yeah, as many criticisms I had to say about the game, you know, at the end of the day, I put in a shit ton of time in what felt like a blink of an eye. I bought GTA when it was on sale like the first time for like $40, and I literally beat this single player the night this game came out. I was just trying to kill time, and I was like, I might as well finish that fucking game, and I did. And yeah, it was good. It was okay, and it took me about 32 hours. I've put in like 2.5 times as much into this game, and I feel like I'm nowhere near started. And I keep wanting to play it. So to me, that's a sign of a fucking fantastic game when you've already put, you know, nearly 100 hours into something and you just keep wanting to come back for more over and over. And from a single player game at that, which, you know, rarely happens. I played the campaign of, you know, any shooter nowadays, especially because most of the fucking stories suck, and I'm just like, I'm done. Get it out of my hands. I want nothing to do with this ever again. Like, even Halo 5, which is my favorite franchise of all time, really, as far as the campaign lore and stuff goes. That campaign was so ridiculous and so not even, we're back to fog, not even close to what it should have been. So, y'all have names and shit?
I know what I'm talking about.
Oh, you do.
Yes?
You can't just put
Yes?
Yes?
two pieces of bread.
Hey.
Technically, yes, but you wouldn't eat it all at
Oh,
once.
they're arguing about the fucking sandwich, I guess.
How you hold it matters.
Yep.
Talk all you want.
Yep, they're arguing about a sandwich. Sweet. Oh, Mirelurk sandwich. Okay, easy enough. But yeah, to me that's a mark of a fantastic game, especially when, on an open world game when I'm playing the same character and I feel like I'm accomplishing something. And you know, like I said, this is not a great RPG, but this is a fucking amazing Fallout game. It feels everything that's been, you know, they've been polishing and leading up to this, they've nailed, and they keep introducing new concepts and stuff that will just keep getting polished more and more as they make new titles. So, you know, I love it.
End of the line.
Yeah, you're funny. Oh, look at that. Could've swore I helped that guy out over here. Oh, look at that. They actually drained the water. I haven't been back since I've done that. That's awesome. I bet you could set up a fucking settlement here. God damn it! I'm gonna spend another 20 hours building a goddamn settlement. I should be like level 10 doing this, so I'm just absolutely slaughtering everyone. Oh, look at you with a fucking sword. But yeah, like I said, I'm very much looking forward to starting. You wanting to pop in there, Textures? You're looking pretty fine, I gotta say. To starting a new character and trying out some different stuff, playstyle wise early on. But I'm gonna complete the map and do everything I can first with this one, and just basically get it set up for when DLC inevitably drops, and I'll continue off from this character. But I just I can't get enough of this damn game, even though I'm not really wanting to play as, and I'm not wanting to start a million characters to try every different angle this time around. Phew! Dude, this place is pretty sweet, I gotta say. Fuck you. Fuck you. So when I give overviews of games and stuff, I really don't like giving numerical numbers, because number one, I'm bad at it. I don't think I'm very subjective when I weigh certain things, and it's a very subjective score anyway, because when you look at stuff, it's like, you know, how do you compare two different games that are very apples to orange mentality and try to put them on the same grading scale? I mean, you can't say a game that's like, you know, full multiplayer versus a game that's full single player and rate them on the same scale. To me, that's just not how it works. That's, you know, and with this single player game, you actually get probably a higher value per dollar based on, you know, the amount of time spent and amount of fun you'll have than most multiplayer games, which is very unusual for any single player game. Holy fucking dicks. All right, let's I'll help you all out down there, maybe. Holy shit. All right, let's get that gun nut perk while I'm thinking about it, because I've been forgetting that. Where are you? Gun nut. There we go. Hey, suck a dick. Hey, are you? Oh, it's a Brotherhood. He does not give a flying Why are you wearing that fucking stupid ass helmet for? Whatever, I will not even question. Is that, what's his face? No, it's just a raider. Okay, I looked at that guy. Help. But yeah, I don't like giving numerical scores because of how just solely. Oh, you're that fucking asshole I helped. What the fuck, man? Why are you in your underwear, you fucking weirdo? That's why he wanted it, so he could set up a raider camp. Hey, man. Fuck you. But I would recommend this game to... Can I... Okay, thank you. I was going to be really pissed if I couldn't do it from inside there. I would recommend this game to anyone who is interested in it. You're going to get way more than $60 worth of fucking entertainment, even if you're a complete noob to it. And honestly, this is probably... You know what? Nah. I don't really want it. Looked at it like 80 times. Like, oh, don't want it. This is just as good of a place to start as any. Having started at Fallout 3, then gone back and playing the other ones, considering how different this is, it's it's pretty much like just as good of a place to start off. You're not really missing a terrible amount if you don't go back and play 3. It's definitely a worthwhile game to go back and play. I mean, you get the Game of the Year edition on any platform for like fucking like $5 or some shit. I have a physical copy myself. But if you've never played one before, this is completely fine starting off with. And though I would recommend playing it on PC over anything else, even though you know, this game isn't super optimized for anything, so you're not really going to be missing a whole lot. Main reason for PC is because anything that is majorly wrong with this game, the community will probably fix it if they haven't already.
Got it.
And because you'll get mods first, and it just becomes a limitless game, pretty much. When you look at Skyrim, that game's life has been prolonged far beyond what it probably should have, just thanks to mods alone. So, if you're going to get it on something, that's the one to get it on. But you know, if you only own consoles, Xbox One or PS4, then it's not a bad deal on that as well. You know, this year there was a lot of good games that came out, but this one gets my game of the year. It's definitely my favorite title I've played. Pretty much every year a Bethesda game comes out, even if a high quality Halo game comes out, I usually give it to Bethesda just because it's like where do the hours go when I play this kind of shit. So you know, a lot of good stuff came out. We had the Phantom Pain was apparently really good. Metal Gear fans really enjoyed that. GTA 5 on PC was released finally. Like I said, a good game, just not the same ballpark as this, I don't think. Halo 5 multiplayer is really good. Campaign not so much. Scholar of the First Sin came out, which was, you know, Dark Souls 2's re-release, so I wouldn't give it any credit because it's kind of a remaster. But you know, this is definitely an active, very good year in gaming. But despite all of its problems, all of its, you know, bugs and shit, I gotta give it to Fallout. What they do mess up, it ends up not being that big of a deal anyway. So I feel like they put all their eggs in the right, you know, in the right basket. They know that the shit they what part combat sentry. I think there's a dude here that I can actually use as a follower if I've read correctly. But all the shit, you know, that they did mess up ended up in the grand scheme. It just doesn't fucking matter, and no one's going to remember that, you know. When I look back on all my time spent with Fallout 3, and even most recently with Skyrim, all the issues I've ran into that, I don't remember any of it. What I do remember is all the amazing moments that I've had, like, you know, random shit like this. Like, I'm sure this son of a bitch is going to end up being a freaking follower that I can use. If I can figure out how to use it. So yeah, that's what I had to do with it. Hell yeah, activate that motherfucker.
Do not interfere with security operations.
Maybe you have to have like a certain intelligence or something.
Citizens are to remain calm.
I'll come back to that. But see, it's just that kind of random shit you stumble upon that gives you such fond memories. So yeah, Fallout 4 has issues. Some things they didn't do as well as they did in the past. Some things they knocked it out of the goddamn park. Some glaring issues that need to be fixed. Like right now, you probably just saw I dropped to like 30 FPS. Luckily, I have a mod installed that shortens the shadow distance when that happens to bring it back up to 60 FPS dynamically. But you know, this game is not super optimized. There's random, you know, for some game-breaking bugs which are unacceptable, but at the end of the day, it's fucking fun. That's what we want out of games. So, you know, keep improving. Don't give them any leeway for the shit they've done wrong. But it's just a fucking fantastic game. So yeah, go pick it up if you haven't already, or go back to playing it. Now you know my opinion, and that's if I've been in the dark on the channel about this game. Just mentioned it casually here and there on some videos, but that's because I've been playing it non-fucking stop. So yeah, I'm probably gonna mop up a couple other things with this character, and I'll finally be able to get back to a couple of other things I was doing on the channel and for gameplay leisure. But yeah, that's it. That's my very loose opinion piece on Fallout 4. It's a must buy. Go get it. And you know, even if you're new to Bethesda games, you picked a good place to start. So pick it up, enjoy it. The story isn't as strong. Some of the past contenders, the RPG elements aren't as strong. The world isn't as memorable in some areas, but this is all coming from someone who's put many hours into the past one, so you're not going to know any different. And it's just it's a fun fucking game. So yeah, that's it. Maybe down the line you'll see some other shit, maybe some DLC gameplay or something, but for right now, I'm just this is one game that, just like Skyrim, we're not going to focus with on the channel. This is just going to be for us, for fun, and I think that's how it should be for everybody. So yeah, hope this was somewhat informative, or you at least enjoyed it and maybe heard a different perspective if you've already picked the thing up. And we'll see you down the line with some other shit. Probably not this game though. See you later. Bye.